Dear President Trump, I want to thank you for changing your life forever by running for and winning the 45th presidency of the United States of America. People understand the sacrifices that you and your family have made, and we don't take that for granted. We truly don't. Because I worked with a person who contracted with your New York City hotel, I knew you to be very supportive of working class Americans, whether they were union or non-union members. When you spoke at the Southern CPAC in 2015, I'm just going to put this up here and try to read it. In 2015, I was impressed when you opened your speech with addressing the people saying, "You love this country and you work. You're my kind of people." Well, Mr. President, you're my kind of people as well. In that speech, you laid out the problems that faced our country and why they were happening. Time has proved your insight to be extremely accurate. Because of this, I was supportive of you from the moment you announced your candidacy, because of your reputation to support Main Street Americans and your insight into the issues that I and many informed Americans saw facing our country and destroying the American dream. I saw you as the only option for me, for everyone else was a part of the problem or didn't have the fortitude, in my opinion, to make things different. In my opinion, you stand with the likes of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Now, sir, that's a bold statement. I realize it's a bold statement, but I truly mean that. I sincerely believe that. Not just because of your personal strength, but because, like them, you ran for president to be for an altruistic cause, not personal gain. A few days after you declared your candidacy, I got a call from your fledgling Florida campaign. I was asked if I knew some people in Duval County who could put together a grassroots campaign for you. I did, and we set up one of the most effective grassroots offices I've ever seen. We not only reached out to your voters and supporters in Duval County, but in literally a 5-county radius around 4 other counties around Duval County. Mr. President, I don't need my notes for this. Mr. President, let me explain to you what happened. We announced that there was going to be a Donald Trump grassroots campaign office and where it was going to be opened. And we got the word out. I even got interviewed on NPR to announce it. And Mr. President, as a result of that, we announced Saturday that we were going to open at 9 a.m. And sir, we had a crowd at 7:30 a.m. We ended up opening early. People came in. We got rid of all the signs that you had shipped to my house at the beginning of the campaign. We distributed it in less than an hour. Now, sir, people got signs. They got bumper stickers. They got T-shirts. They got mugs. Most of that stuff we used the proceeds to pay the bills for the grassroots campaign, to get your word out and to get your campaign out and in front of the people. But sir, people came and they got this stuff and they didn't go home. Sir, they put their stuff in their automobiles and they came back to the office, and it was like a big warehouse in back. They came and sir, they found buckets and stacks of cardboard and they just stayed. And they were that earnest about your candidacy because you're the only candidate that has given the American people any kind of hope since Ronald Reagan. And that's the truth. Sir, people came and they stayed so long that we realized, man, we've got to feed these people. And we literally passed somebody's baseball cap and we got enough money to order pizza because we had to feed them because they were not going home. They wanted to stay there. They wanted to support you. They wanted to be around other patriotic Americans that finally understood what was going on in our country. And Mr. President, that was one of the most life-changing days in my life when I saw that. Having said that, there's some things that I don't know if your professional reelection campaign and the people you have surrounding you today, that I don't know if they know these things. Excuse me. That phone call took longer than I thought. I apologize. I'm going to try to edit that out if I can figure out how to edit, sir. But first, I want you to know that you won in 2016 by identifying with every patriot in the country. You did that by standing up to every bureaucrat in both parties to stand with Main Street USA. Remember what Phyllis Schlafly said about you. She said that your candidacy was the last chance, not the last best chance, but the last chance to return power to the American people. And Mr. President, she was true. Even on her deathbed, she was accurate. This, Mr. President, is ultimately your strength. Secondly, you promised and have worked to return justice to America. I'm reminded of Barry Goldwater when he said, extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice, and moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue. Mr. President, this, if anything, is the one frustration that people like me have with what's happened in your presidency. Not because you aren't trying, but it's because there are national traitors still walking freely on the streets of America, and that should be in jail, and that includes everyone from Hillary Clinton to the traitors in the Department of Justice that have tried to rule the American people instead of serve them. I'm asking you, sir, to focus the Justice Department to make that justice happen. That alone would galvanize our base, your base, more than anything since you've repaired the economy. Thirdly, I just want to thank you for some things. Thank you for building the border wall. Thank you for rebuilding our nation's economy. When I spoke around Northeast Florida as a grassroots supporter of your campaign, I always opened up with this question. Who here knows somebody who's lost their job, their house, their livelihoods since the Democrats came into control of Washington? And Mr. President, everywhere I went, many hands went up. This is what got you elected. This causes your base to remain loyal to you. Although you're a pretty good guy, so it's not all inclusive. Mr. President, thank you for tackling Obamacare. Thank you for at least getting that tax hike on working and not working American people, getting that off of their backs. I would ask you, after you're reelected, to make that one of your priorities, to make that entire situation go away. Because what it's doing is it's keeping people from having full-time jobs. And anything you do in your second administration to repair that will go a long way to making America strong and keeping America strong. Mr. President, remember who you are. Political operatives, let me read. Political operatives who try to change who you are, they are not your friends and don't have yours or America's best interest at heart. Sir, I'm struggling through this video letter because I think doing so creates the best opportunity for you to see it. Our prayers are that God protects you and your family as you continue to keep America great and you continue to stand for and with the American people. Sir, from Jacksonville, Florida, thank you.